One Punch Man was created by a Japanese mangaka named One, then redrawn by another mangaka named Yusuke Murata.
The story about a bald superhero named Saitama who can beat anyone with just one punch. In this series, he always looks for a strong opponent after he gets bored due to his extraordinary strength.
One Punch Man itself has a background of several cities, that is A City, B City, C City to Z.
In the world of One Punch Man there is an organization called the Hero Association which contains superheroes from several levels.
Starting from the weakest C class, B class, A class to the highest is S class, which contains heroes with superpowers. The heroes are tasked with protecting the citizens from the attacks of monsters, for the monsters are divided into several levels of threat from the lowest, that is wolf, tiger, demon, dragon, and also god. The story begins with Saitama who has just been rejected from a job interview. He meets a boy who was the target of a crab monster because the boy made him angry after he drew nipples on his body. Naturally, Crab Monster was angry because he couldn't erase the nipples drew on his body which were painted with permanent marker. Suddenly a crab monster appeared from behind and Saitama protected the boy. Even though Saitama was injured, he could defeat the crab monster by using his tie. After that incident, a billionaire or grandfather of the boy who was saved by Saitama founded a hero association in anticipation of a similar incident. After that, Saitama decided to work as a hero because of a hobby. The first enemy he faced was a toad monster, but when he defeated the monster his clothes were torn. Then, he went to a tailor to repair his clothes. He also found out that the tailor was having problems with a lone shark who turned out to be a monster. Saitama defeated the monster and in return the tailor gave the hero costume to Saitama because the clothes he used to wear were damaged. After deciding to become a hero, Saitama started training with 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and running 10 kilometers every day. He also doesn't use AC to strengthen his mental strength even though this practice makes Saitama feel excruciating pain to the point of vomiting blood. He kept doing it consistently every day until he started losing his hair which led to baldness. 3 years on, Saitama is watching a broadcast that shows a monster named Vaccine Man attacking a city. Seeing the impact caused by the monster, Saitama rushed to the location to defeat the Piccolo who had eaten too much of the poisonous mushroom. This victory even frustrated Saitama because he defeated the monster with just one punch. Sometime after that, when Saitama was shopping at the supermarket, suddenly the place was destroyed by giant human brothers who were obsessed with becoming the strongest humans on Earth. But, the older brother died because the younger brother tapped the shoulder wrong which he thought was Saitama. The younger brother is angry and rages, but Saitama can beat him with one punch. One night, Saitama felt his joy when fighting against the Subterranean King, something he had not experienced in a long time. But, it was just a dream. In reality the Subterranean King didn't put up any significant resistance. Once upon a time a mosquito landed on Saitama's hand which made him annoyed and angry. Saitama kept chasing him until he came to a place where he met Genos who was fighting Mosquito Girl. Saitama got there when Mosquito Girl had evolved to become stronger and split Genos' body. At first, Genos wanted to blow himself up, but Saitama, who was naked because his clothes were on fire by Genos' attack, managed to defeat Mosquito Girl by slapping her. Saitama's face looked satisfied after he defeated the Mosquito Girl. It made Genos amazed by Saitama's power, and asked Saitama to be his teacher. Meanwhile, Genos Doctor from the House of Evolution sends some of his monsters to kidnap Saitama. The monsters then attack Saitama's apartment, but Saitama and Genos can easily defeat them. After knowing the location of the headquarters of the House of Evolution, they headed to that place. They were attacked by Ashura Kabuto who is the strongest monster in the House of Evolution. Genos lost badly against Ashura Kabuto where Ashura Kabuto then challenged Saitama. Ashura Kabuto then used his strongest mode, Carnage Kabuto to fight Saitama, but Saitama defeated him only because he realized that at that time there was a big discount at the supermarket. The days goes by. In A City there is an attack by the Hammerhead criminals and his terrorist group who are protesting to the rich that life doesn't need to work. One of the millionaires orders a hitman named Sonic to protect them from the Hammerhead threat. Hammerhead, who wants to attack the next target's residence, is stopped by Sonic and kills all his members except Hammerhead, who managed to escape. When Hammerhead runs, he meets Saitama, who is lost in the forest. Saitama then destroys Hammerhead's armor and allows him to escape. Shortly after, Sonic meets Saitama and he thought that Saitama was part of the Hammerhead group because they were both bald. Because of that, Sonic fought against Saitama. Even though Sonic's movement was as fast as sound, Saitama was able to keep up with it, and he accidentally punched Sonic's egg. Sonic was in a lot of pain and he also promised that he would fight Saitama again one day. After that incident, Genos recommended Saitama to register as a licensed hero, so that his actions can be appreciated by the Hero Association. Saitama then took the test. Before he was accepted as a hero, he easily passed the physical test with perfect scores. When the test results came out, Saitama only got a position in C-Class due to his poor written test results, while Genos managed to get a position in S-Class ranked 16th. Sometime later Genos invites Saitama to practice sparring, and he lost badly by Saitama. 5 days later, since Saitama has officially become a hero, Genos informs Saitama that C-Class heroes who have not been active for a week will be expelled from the Hero Association. Saitama panicked hearing that because all this time he was just lying in the room. Then he went out to look for criminals and he meets Sonic. Sonic attacks Saitama blindly, but he doesn't realize that Saitama isn't there. Saitama, who initially thought Sonic was just a bully, realized too late that Sonic's actions were also criminal acts. Saitama finally managed to defeat Sonic and made his status safe from the threat of being expelled from the Hero Association. In Z City, precisely around Saitama's residence, there are seaweed monster roaming there, but the Hero Association has sent 2 A-class heroes to deal with the seaweed monster. But, the 2 heroes lost against the seaweed monster. Saitama, who happened to pass by after he was shopping, defeated the monster and cooked it. Genos thinks that seaweed is good for hair fertility. A few days after that incident, Genos got a call to the Hero Association headquarters. There he meet the 3rd rank S-Class hero, Silver Fong. Genos is given the task of stopping a meteor that will fall right over the Z City. When he arrived at the location he meet another S-Class hero, Metal Knight. They both try to stop the meteor but failed. Then Saitama suddenly appeared and jumped from the top of the building and then smashed the meteor to pieces with one blow. The Deep Sea King suddenly appears in the J City. Several heroes were sent there but they all suffered defeat, including S-Class hero, Pori Pori Prisoner, who came together with Sonic after he freed him from prison. Sonic managed to escape from Deep Sea King with the reason he wanted to get his ninja equipment first. Saitama accompanies Genos, who is ordered to fight with the Deep Sea King. But, Genos, who got to the location first, was defeated by the monster. Deep Sea King hit Saitama's bald head, who came late, but it had no effect. On the other hand, when Saitama punched Deep Sea King, he was instantly killed, and even the rain stopped there. Sonic, who had returned with his ninja equipment, didn't know that the battle was over. After that incident, Saitama's rank in C-Class rose 1 level to B-Class. One day, the Hero Association ordered all S-Class heroes to gather at the headquarters located in the A City. In the emergency meeting, Saitama, Genos, and Silver Fong meet other S-Class heroes. They are Pori Pori Prisoner at rank 17, Metal Bat at rank 15, Tank Top Master at rank 14, Flashy Flash at rank 13, Watchdog Man at rank 12, Super LA Darkshine at rank 11th, Pig God at rank 10th, Dried Knight at rank 9th, at 8th place was Zombie Man, then there was King at rank 7th, Child Emperor at rank 5th, Atomic Samurai at 4th place, and Tatsumaki at rank 2nd. The current number 1 hero, Blast, is currently unknown. At this meeting, Sitch informs that a threat that is above dragon level will attack the Earth. In the middle of the discussion, a spaceship appears and destroys the entire of A City. Even though the entire city had been destroyed, the Hero Association's headquarters still stood firm. Amidst the ruins, a 2nd rank A-Class hero is approached by Melzergard, an alien that can divide and regenerate. Atomic Samurai finally came to help his disciple, assisted by Silver Fong, Pori Pori Prisoner, and also Metal Bat. On the other hand, Saitama had entered the alien ship and destroyed most of the spaceship. The strongest soldier belonging to the alien army, named Garibas, was easily defeated by Saitama. And the Jerry Yugenship, which has the power of telekinesis, he can also defeat just by throwing stone. Saitama finally met with Boros and immediately attacked him. The armor that held Boros' power had been shattered by Saitama's blow, made Boros now much stronger. At the same time, Metal Bat finally found the weakness of Melzergard. The alien craft then rained down on them all below with missiles. Just as the missile was about to land, Tatsumaki stopped it and threw it back at the spaceship. Melzergard was finally defeated by the combined attacks of the S-class heroes.
Meanwhile, Saitama's fight against Boros continues. Boros transforms into his strongest mode and kicks Saitama to the moon. Saitama can return to Earth and fight Boros, who intends to destroy the Earth with his ultimate move. But Saitama was able to fight it with a serious punch that split the sky for thousands of miles. After that, the Hero Association made a new base from the remnants of the alien spaceship. One day, Saitama and Genos meet King, the person who was dubbed the strongest human on Earth. Saitama then gets acquainted with King. King tells that so far people think he was defeated strong monsters, even though all the monsters were defeated by Saitama. Coincidentally, King is always there when Saitama defeats the monsters, so King also gets all the credit that Saitama should get. Meanwhile, Sich gathers all the baddies in the Hero Association headquarters with the aim of getting them all to help the hero in dealing with the many monsters that roam. One of the criminals there is Garou, who is the former best disciple of Silver Fong. Disapproving of the proposed proposal, he fights the A-class heroes on guard and all the villains and leaves only one, Sich. Then, Garou meet the A-class hero and defeated him. Immediately after that he announced that he will hunt all the heroes. Because of this statement, the Hero Association made Garou a fugitive. Silver Fong, who is his former teacher, accepts an offer to chase Garou with his brother, Bomb. Elsewhere, Saitama has a guest, Sonic, who wants to have a rematch with him, but Genos is willing to face him. 20 minutes later, Saitama has another guest, Fubuki, a B-class hero who intends to recruit Saitama to be her subordinate. But Saitama flatly refused her invitation. Because it was rejected, Fubuki tried to attack Saitama. At the same time, the fight between Genos and Sonic annoys Saitama. Saitama, who initially refused to serve Sonic, finally willing to face him and defeat him just by jumping to the side. Fubuki is surprised to find out that Saitama has a relationship with S-class heroes such as Genos and King. Meanwhile, somewhere Garou is visited by a tank top master to avenge his brother. At first the tank top master was able to match him, but Garou then continued to adapt so that he could beat the tank top master and the others. After that, Saitama visited Newman Rider and tank top master after the Garou attack. They tell Saitama all about Garou, then he visits Shirenko, who is also a disciple of Silver Fong. Shirenko offers Saitama a ticket to take part in the Super Fight tournament, because Saitama said that he wants to face a strong martial artist. Garou, who had just defeated two A-class heroes, meets Saitama in front of a shop. Garou hit Saitama, but the blow didn't have any impact on Saitama. Feeling annoyed with Garou's actions, Saitama immediately made Garou faint by hitting his shoulder. While Metal Bat is on a mission to protect the executive members of the Hero Association, a monster suddenly arrives to kidnap Waganma. After Metal Bat defeated them, suddenly monsters with threat demon level, Senta Senpai monster and also Lafreshiden came to attack him. Metal Bat again managed to defeat the two monsters, and again a monster with dragon level, Elder Centipede appeared to attack Metal Bat. Garou hears that Metal Bat are fighting and Garou intends to come to him. When he was in trouble, Garou suddenly came and attacked Metal Bat. The fight between the two of them was stopped because of Metal Bat's sister, so Garou chose to go look for Watchdog Man. Because their mission to kidnap the executive members was over, the Elder Centipede returned to the underground followed by Metal Knight, who infiltrated on his body. The monsters also invaded other cities. S-class heroes and other heroes intervened to defeat the monsters. On the other hand, Saitama is participating in a tournament. He disguises himself as Shirenko because the real Shirenko is still injured. After the introduction of all the participants, Saitama fought several fighters and managed to defeat them all in one punch. In the final match, Saitama fought Suiryu, the fighter who was predicted to be the winner, but Saitama could beat him easily. Suiryu bounced after Saitama accidentally moved his butt and hit Suiryu. Meanwhile, Atomic Samurai is having discussions with the Swordmaster Council to get them to deal with the Garou. One of their members named Harajirai then introduced them all about monster cells that can turn someone into a monster and invites them all to become monsters. After being rejected, Harajirai tried to attack them, but the Atomic Samurai immediately killed him. Shortly after the tournament was over, Uketsu came and invited the participants to become monsters by eating monster cells.
Most of them chose to eat it so they wouldn't be killed by the Guketsu. Suiryu, who refused to eat the cell, finally managed to defeat them all and also tried to fight the Guketsu. Unfortunately, Suiryu was helpless against Guketsu and he finally lost. Luckily, Saitama came to help Suiryu after he heard his cry for help, and Saitama managed to defeat Guketsu. When Watchdog Man was on standby at his place, suddenly Garou came and attacked him. Unexpectedly, Garou was battered and managed to escape from the battle. Garou accidentally met King and Saitama, who were walking together. Garou, who thinks that King is a worthy opponent, because he knows King is the strongest human, he intends to attack King, but before he can attack King, Saitama kick Garou and make him faint. Sonic, who is getting frustrated because his hard training doesn't seem to work against Saitama, receives a monster cell from his senior in the ninja village. The next day, the higher-ups were having a meeting regarding the information from the Drive Night about the Monster Association. Suddenly, a staff who has been plagued by parasites enters with a message from Joro Joro declaring war on the Hero Association. Joro Joro reveals his plan to the Monster King named Orochi. He intends to use the child of a higher-ups Hero Association as a hostage and lure the S-Class heroes to save him. That's when they will all be ambushed by the powerful monsters in their base. After Garou woke up from his unconscious, he went to a hut in the middle of the forest to recover. Unbeknownst to Garou, several A-Class heroes followed him to the hut and attempted to ambush him. At first, Garou had a hard time fighting them all because of the injuries he suffered, but over time Garou began to adapt and defeat them all. Shortly after, Genos and Silver Fong and later Bomb came to fight Garou. Elsewhere, Saitama is very frustrated because he can't beat King in a video game. When Garou was dying against the three of them, the Phoenix Man came and took Garou away to the Monster Association headquarters. At that moment, an Elder Centipede appeared from underground and destroyed the surrounding area. Even though Silver Fong, Bomb, and Genos had attacked him with all their might, they were overwhelmed because they were unable to resist his extremely fast regeneration. Then, King appeared and provoked the Elder Centipede. When the Elder Centipede was about to attack King, he shouted with all his might calling for Saitama, who appeared and beat the Elder Centipede without a trace. Saitama looked satisfied after he defeated Elder Centipede. It was because before he had always lost against King in the video games. A few days later, Garou wakes up at the Monster Association headquarters. When he wakes up, Orochi tells him to give him the head of a hero to prove that he is also a monster. Garou chooses to go and get out, where while being outside, he saves Terio from bullies. At the same time, Saitama was ordering food at a restaurant, but he forgot to bring his wallet. Saitama then ran away, leaving Fubuki so that Fubuki would pay for the food he ordered. By chance, Saitama met Garou, who wanted to beat him up, but instead he was bounced off. When he wakes up, Garou is attacked by two monsters following him. Unfortunately, Garou lost and Terio was kidnapped by the two monsters earlier. Fubuki goes to Saitama's apartment and demands that he apologize after what he did. Terio is locked together with Waganma in an underground cell. Not long after, Garou regained his senses and went to the Monster Association's headquarters. Arriving at the headquarters, he immediately killed Royal Ripper, who was currently torturing Terio. After defeating Royal Ripper, Garou intends to go straight out, but instead he is attacked by Overgrown Rover, which is a dragon-level monster. Rover attacks Garou until he is thrown deeper underground and meet Joro Joro. There Joro Joro calls Orochi to bring Garou and fight with him. Even though Garou has become half a monster and is getting stronger, he is still defeated by Orochi. Due to the fight caused by Garou being right under Saitama's apartment, the distracted Saitama then decides to go to underground. On the other hand, the S-Class heroes were having a meeting to draw up a plan against the Monster Association. The heroes of S-Class and several other heroes then came to Z-City, which was the headquarters of the Monster Association located. The S-Class heroes managed to defeat the lowly monsters that surrounded them. They began to spread in underground on search of Waganma. Silver Fong, Bomb, King, and Fubuki formed their own team to head to the Monster Association headquarters. On their way, Flashy Flash was blocked by Hellfire Flames and also Gale Wind. It turned out that they were Flashy Flash seniors from the ninja village where they practiced in the past. The two of them, who have now become dragon-level monsters, also fought against Flashy Flash, but in the end Flashy Flash was able to defeat them both at once using his strongest move. On the other hand, Child Emperor finds the Metal Knight's body and digs up information from it to find out where Waganma is being held. He was confronted by Phoenix Man, but Child Emperor managed to defeat him. After successfully finding Waganma and about to head out, Phoenix Man reincarnated with his new form and changed his status to a dragon-level monster. Because the enemy became stronger, Child Emperor summoned his strongest robot to fight with the Phoenix Man. But again, Phoenix Man evolves to be more powerful to Brilliant Eagle mode. In this mode, Phoenix Man is able to make the corpses around him turn into zombies, including resurrecting hellfire flames and gale winds that had previously become corpses. Despite the hardships, Child Emperor was finally able to defeat the Phoenix Man using his intelligence. Then, Waganma was escorted by the Child Emperor to the outside of the base. Zombie Man with his regeneration ability that seems unable to die can defeat many monsters that stand in his way. Saitama is blocked by Overgrown Rover, but he punched it like punching a dog's head. Dragon-level monster Nyan tried to attack him, but he was already scared when Saitama looked at him. Then, Tatsumaki, who has arrived at where Joro is, she fights and defeats her easily even though they both have psychic powers. Joro, who was dying, also called Orochi, but in the middle of the way Orochi meets Saitama. Overgrown Rover was ordered by Orochi to eat Saitama, but he ran away in fear. Orochi then led Saitama into the Earth's core. Orochi showed Saitama an ancient mural that looked like him. But Saitama doesn't care, then Orochi attacks him and Saitama responds with a serious squirt gun. The defeated Orochi returns to the collapsed temple wall, revealing the form of a god. After exploring the alley far enough while defeating several monsters, he meets a flashy flash which warns Saitama that the king of monsters in that place might still be alive. Stupid Saitama did not realize that he had just defeated him. Child Emperor managed to get Waganma out of the Monster Association headquarters, but since their communication device was cut off, he planned to return and notify the other heroes if the mission was a success. Atomic Samurai meets Black Sperm, dragon-level monster. Atomic Samurai also fights him, but it turns out that Atomic Samurai, who has put all his abilities out, is still inferior to Black Sperm, who can continue to divide himself into billion. Elsewhere, Pig God was helpless against Gums. Amai Mask also has to admit the superiority of the Führer Ugly because of their opposite faces. Zombie Man was almost to die against Homeless Emperor. 3 disciples of the Atomic Samurai were made vulnerable by evil natural water. On the surface, Nyan attacks the heroes who are on guard, but because of his arrogance, Nyan can easily be defeated by Drive Knight. Drive Knight then reveals about his disappearance during this time and informs Sekingar about the traitor in the Hero Association, that Dr. Beaufoy who controls Metal Knight. Shortly after that, a robot from Dr. Beaufoy shoots Sekingar's arm off, but Genos then comes to protect them. After Genos had gone to take all the injured heroes to the evacuation site and also got all the information he needed, he went to the Monster Association headquarters. While Saitama and Flashy Flash get lost and move deeper into the underground, Super Alloy Darkshine fights against Garou, who was previously defeated Pori prisoner. At first, Garou was overwhelmed by the Super Alloy's tough body. But in the end, Super Alloy Darkshine struggled against Garou until his mentality fell. Meanwhile, Tatsumaki manages to find the mastermind behind the Monster Association, a woman named Psychos who is also an Esper. She was hiding in a deep underground, but with her abilities, Tatsumaki managed to find the woman's location. They finally fought. Tatsumaki took all her strength, because here Psychos merged with Orochi's cells and made her stronger. With her full strength, she raised the entire Monster Association headquarters to the surface and protected all the defeated heroes using her barrier. Tatsumaki fights the Psychos who have changed form. Even so, Tatsumaki is still struggling until Genos comes to help her. Tatsumaki crushes almost the entire of Z City and destroys Psycho's body. But because Tatsumaki was exhausted, she lost focus and Psychos tried to run away. Luckily, Drive Knight came to confront Psychos, and thanks to the combined attacks of all S-Class heroes, Psychos was finally defeated. On the other hand, Saitama and Flashy Flash are getting trapped underground due to Tatsumaki's power. There they found a black box and suddenly they meet a large creature who spoke telepathically to them. The figure called God then offered power to them, but suddenly a current rank 1 S-Class hero blast appeared to retrieve the black box. Blast reveals that all along he has been collecting the black boxes from all over the world. Elsewhere, Metal Bat invites King, who saved Terrio, to return to the Monster Association headquarters. Homeless Emperor, Black Sperm, Gums and also the Führer Ugly attacked the S-Class heroes who were recuperating. They sadistically defeated Zombie Man, a My Mask and Child Emperor. They also attacked the injured Tatsumaki and seriously injured Tank Top Master. When Tatsumaki, who had fainted, wanted to be tortured, Silver Fong and Genos came to save her. Pig God brought several injured heroes to safety place. They also saved Tank Top Master and took him to be healed. Führer Ugly, who was swallowed by Gums, turned out to be still alive and came out of the Gums body in a form that was coated with an acidic liquid. On the other hand, the Sword Masters Council came to help Atomic Samurai and Super Ally Darkshine against Black Sperm and Evil Natural Water. Führer Ugly in his new form came and attacked the heroes and Black Sperm. After that, Black Sperm, which did not accept part of himself, was eaten by Führer Ugly, then turned into Golden Sperm and attacked Führer Ugly. In another place, suddenly Garou, who has become a monster, then appears in front of Bomb, who is guarding Fubuki. Garou, who has grown stronger, then defeats Bomb until finally Silver Fawn comes to fight him. Here Silver Fawn can provide a balanced resistance to face Garou. With his new form, Golden Sperm easily beats Super Alloy Darkshine. King suddenly appeared before the monsters who were excelling against the heroes. But actually, he was just thinking about how himself, who was just an ordinary human, defeat the monsters with dragon level. Moreover, at this time, Golden Sperm has changed to its strongest form into Platinum Sperm. Then, Child Emperor asked King to issue his strongest move, the ultimate Hellfire Burst Wave Motion Cannon. Homeless Emperor finally died after he intended to reveal the origin of the power that God bestowed upon him. Silver Fawn also fell because he was unable to face Garou's current form. But, when Führer Ugly wanted to finish off Silver Fawn, Garou kicked his body to death and moved as fast as lightning. At the same time, King shouted his move, and in the blink of an eye the monsters had fallen. After that, Saitama and Flashy Flash emerged from the black hole created by Blast. Platinum Sperm immediately attacked Garou and Flashy Flash, who were fighting, and there was a three-way fight between them. But, because Flashy Flash wasn't worth it against the two of them, he ended up losing. In the midst of the battle between Garou and Platinum Sperm, a Sage Centipede monster with an unknown level appears. In addition, Evil Natural Water has now evolved into Evil Ocean Water. Then, Garou fights against Sage Centipede and Evil Ocean Water. After Saitama found out that Genos and the others were fine, he immediately headed for the sea and punch Evil Ocean Water until the sea split. Garou teams up with Metal Bat to fight Sage Centipede. But, Metal Bat lost to Sage Centipede's blow, and in the end it was Garou who killed Sage Centipede by splitting his body. The injured heroes were rescued by Tank Top Master and Pig God headed to safety place. Meanwhile Saitama goes to where Garou is. The two of them fought until Garou remembered Saitama, who had been beating him all this time. Garou, who has changed form, is still not comparable to Saitama. Even, the evolution to the next form just makes Saitama smile happily. Until Saitama punched Garou's face and suddenly a giant leg appeared from a mysterious cloud. When he returns, Garou is already in cosmic fear mode. That's the whole story of the anime version of the One Punch Man, starting from Season 1 and Season 2 to the 164th chapter of the manga. Please check other videos if you like it, and sorry for any mistakes. That's enough for today. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Have a nice day, and see you again.